Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the GM's Alcove. Got a dash of Elan update. Actually, I was thinking about doing this update with my World War II Madness vlog because it is specifically about my World War II hobby. I haven't posted an update on this in quite a while. I just wanted to touch base with you guys and let you know what's going on. Occasionally, I get folks on YouTube asking me about my interest in Battlegroup, whether I was going to continue making battle reports for that. And my answer always has been definitely, because I've always enjoyed this game a lot. And yeah, here's the hardback of the rules, current rules, and a supplement for Overlord. I used to have a bunch of these supplements actually, but I was unfortunately had to sell them. Would like to get the East Front one, the reprint, if that is available. I'll have to look that up. I haven't really had a lot of time to get into Battlegroup lately. But anyway, just a heads up on my where I'm setting right now game-wise regarding World War II wargaming. And pretty much I've spoken about my 20mm project that I'm planning, and that's still in the works, and that's going to be my Eastern Front games. I'm going to put together a lot of those beautiful AB Eureka miniatures, some Plastic Soldier Company, and Zvezda, all that stuff. I'm slowly collecting some 20mm figures, and I'm going to use that for my Eastern Front wargaming, mid-war era, 43, 42, that era. Stalingrad, Kursk, that whole time frame. I showed some of those models off not too long ago. But currently, everybody knows this, I'm sure. I have a pretty massive collection of 15mm Western Front. And pretty much most of it, about 95% of it anyway, is based up for Flames of War, one of my all-time favorite games. I've since moved on. I'm trying to focus on just a single set of rules to enjoy the most, and that's pretty much Battlegroup. I get the most enjoyment out of that. In my opinion, I haven't played it enough, and I intend to do that. So what I'm gonna do, a lot of my Flames of War collection will be sold off through Forge and Brush, but some of it I would probably estimate it as like 1/3 of the collection. I'm gonna keep, and I'm gonna rebase the models on 1, 2, or 3 figure bases, probably round bases. And that's going to be used with this Battlegroup. So for Western Front, my Western Front wargaming, because I do have an interest in this part of World War II, the late war era, Western Front, instead of selling off the whole collection, I'm going to keep some of it, and I'm going to use it with this. I'm going to rebase them and use them with this. Because one of the great things about this, I love it about this, is that you don't need big full units or platoons of tanks on the table. You don't need like 5 or 6 models of the Panzer IV-H, for example, roaming around the battlefield. You can get by with just 1 or 2, maybe 3 of any tank type, and that's what's in your army. So you don't need a whole lot vehicle-wise to play Battlegroup. I like that with this game, and it always looked right on the table. And I have played Battlegroup many times in the past with 15mm. I've played with Flames of War-based figures, and I've also rebased my figures at one point and had them on individual bases, and I played that way with 15mm. Didn't like it. I think 15mm is too small, in my opinion. Too small a figure to be based individually on a big 6x4 table. I mean, quite literally, I was losing figures in the woods, and they're hard to see because they're all camouflaged, so, a little bit tricky. So what I opted to do then, but I never carried it out, was to put figures on two figure bases, or maybe a 3 figure base, and have maybe 1 or 2 in a squad, for instance, that were individual based, just for taking away casualties. That would be ideal, and I think that's the way I'm going with this. So, you can see some of the... These are great, by the way. I don't know if I've showed these off. I probably did in a past video, but these are great. These are basically cards for the various vehicles in the game, and it collects all the stats on this one little card. So when you have a vehicle type, you just take its card to the tabletop. So you got all its stats right there. You don't have to flip around on the various tables. And that was usually a turnoff with the Battlegroup rules regarding vehicles. You had to look up stuff, the weapon type, and then you had to look up the vehicle type where it had all the stats for the vehicle, separate from the weapons. That was a pain. And I've got all the German ones. Got these directly from Plastic Soldier Company. Highly recommend them. And about all the Russian ones. Because like I said, I got a project I'm hopefully going to get to this year of 20 mil. But we'll see. Unfortunately, I don't have the Western Front one because I never intended to really play Western Front anymore, which boggles my mind. Why would I do that? I have all these figures already painted and good to go. It's just they're on Flames of War bases, which in my opinion are too big. I think the Flames of War bases are just too big. I like smaller bases. But anyway, yeah, got some of these cards. I might pick up the one for the Western Front, British and Americans, just so I can make use of these cards. Yeah, with my vehicles anyway. So, highly recommend these vehicle data cards, what they're called. I think there's like a dozen sheets in there, single-sided. You just cut them out. There you go. Take what you need. And, of course, I bought this as well, the Overlord Supplement Beyond the Beaches, softback. It's all the army lists that you need, that you can build other army lists on. Covers the breakout, the landings, as well as, I think, right up to the end of the war, somewhere in there. Well, maybe not 1945, I'm not sure. But, yeah, it's got all that stuff in here, and any special rules that apply. Infantry, weapons, and armory, pardon me. But yeah, I've got that, so I'm all set for Western Front stuff. So, folks, look forward to this. I think the rebasing project of my 15s, I don't have any handy with me right now, is going to be fun, actually. I'm not shy of rebasing figures as needed. One cool thing about this also is that I'm going to be able to use some of my British troops, a lot of which are unpainted, but I'm pretty psyched to actually paint some of them. In fact, I already have is it a squad or no? It's a full platoon, I think. Yeah, it's a platoon. I'm trying to think in terms of Flames of War here. It's a full platoon of British infantry that I've already got painted up, and I just need to pop them off those big bases and rebase them for this. I'm going to have them good to go. And I got a slew more British paras and infantry and tanks that I can put together. Anti-tank guns, so on. I already have lots of British and Americans. Like I said, I'll probably keep about a third of the ones that I have painted, a third of the vehicles, and so on, and rebase all the infantry. It won't take long to do. I just gotta think exactly how I want my bases to be sized, whether I want them all to be round, which I think is the direction I'm going. So yeah, that's the situation with that, folks. So, to answer your question, everybody out there, where's my World War II Wargaming? Where's Battlegroup? Stay tuned, because it's coming, as promised. Always enjoyed this game. And some of the rules here. Just got to get that Eastern Front book when I can. But anyway, folks, there we go. What to look forward to. So you might be seeing some brand new battle reports with Battlegroup relatively soon. You know, it's a fairly simple game to learn. It's not complex. It's quite elegant, in fact, the way it presents the rules. You can play different sized battles, up to battalion, I think, which are quite big, multiplayer affairs. But yeah, you might be seeing some battle reports for Battlegroup coming up very soon, and I'm excited. I can't wait. I haven't played a miniatures game in so long. I love my board games. I love my role-playing, but I have not played a miniatures game in literally years. I think the last one was a recent battle report I just posted a couple weeks ago, my Rommel battle report, and I played that out, I think, earlier in 2019. And I finally finished editing it as best I could. Forgot a lot of the things that happened, but put it together, put it out there for you guys. And again, that's a great game too. But Battlegroup I do really enjoy. The modeling side of it and the presentation of it on the tabletop and the rules, mechanics themselves. Very elegant, very good game. And I hope to get into it and show off some battles for you guys. So stay tuned for that, folks. So that's pretty much what I've been doing as far as my gaming. I have been playing some Pathfinder. My 2nd edition campaign, the Lost Omens campaign, has started. We started that last Sunday. Got a whole slew of players. I think there's 10 or 11 so far, not including myself. And I usually have about 4 or 6 people in a session. At least that's the plan. Our last session had 4. One player could not get in. He was having some issues with his connection. Otherwise, we would have had 5. But it's fantastic. And my patrons over on Patreon have actually are seeing that video now we made of session 1. So that's up over there. Otherwise, folks, hang in there. Sometime later on this year, maybe in a couple months even, I'm going to start putting these sessions together for you, my role-playing sessions, and editing them a little bit, take out the boring stuff and the whatever, things like that, and putting them together in a nice narrative so you can watch it and get a kick out of it. It's good fun. So stay tuned for that over on my channel. As always, folks, like, share, subscribe. Give me some feedback. Do you like Battlegroup? What do you think about these rules? Good choice. I've played this many times in the past. Love it. I think I'm pretty much set on that. Although in my next World War II update, I will discuss something new that's coming out by the author David Brown, the author of Panzer Grenadier Deluxe. I'll mention something about that shortly as well. But anyway, this is the rules of choice for me by default. So there you go, folks. That's about it. So take care, folks. Till next time, remember, hang in there. It's only going to get better. And we'll see you again soon. Take care, folks.